game source, so you'll see me if I alt-tab the desktop, but I'll try not to do that. We're going to introduce the teams now. So this is your winner bracket finals for Group B of the GEST Dota 2 group stage, your March edition of the GEST. Lots of prize money at stake. $45,000 over the course of this year will be awarded out to the team. So on the Radiant side, we have Cyberpink. We will have our, well, not our solo mid wisp. It looks like more of a support wisp. Lots of it is solo mid. It's solo mid wisp. I have the Lauren Hale selected. So we're gonna have Secret play that solo mid wisp for First Vietnam, or Cyberpink as they are now known. Nobita on the Lone Druid. Misa is not a bear playing the Shadow Demon. QQ on the Chaos Knight, and Typoline playing the Rubik, and they are going to be playing against Neolution International, probably one of those Tier 2, arguably Tier 3 teams, one of the stronger teams that's not super well known in Southeast Asia, and of course, they are led by none other than Ninja Boogie, a real fan favorite in the Philippines.
And on your inside, we have a stand-in called Joe Ovi on the Magnus, who's going to be playing off-lane, so that's interesting. We'll have Queen of Pain, played by Blah. In the middle lane, Jakiro is called... what is he called? I'm afraid I'm gonna say it wrong. Can you help me out?
I've been calling him Harchico. I don't know if that's right, but...
Harchico, that's what we'll
That's
call
what
him.
I said.
We have NB USA on Weaver, Best Weaver USA, and Lai on Earthshaker.
So yeah, a very defensive, strong laning stage for Neolution. Lots of AoE, lots of lockdown. They're running the Weaver as the one position here. Not something you normally see a lot of, but it will be their safe lane farmer. They're going to send that Queen of Pain mid for Blah, and it will be versus the solo mid Wisp. This is a tough matchup for Wisp. Let's see what Secret can do, but last time I saw him, he's laning versus a Mag, a hero that can't really kill the Wisp. This lane, something that if Queen of Pain finds the opening with Shadow Strike and Blink, and Wisp can't tether away, Wisp will die early, so I think it's going to be a bit of a tougher matchup, but we will see just how much success Secret can have. Remember Maruna, the last time he played solo mid Wisp, but I cast him, he went 14-1 and 16.
Was he laning against the Queen of Pain though?
No,
because when
it was
Queen
a
of Pain
Mag.
starts maxing that Shadow Strike, that's a huge problem for Wisp. Wisp is a strength hero after all, but he doesn't have a lot of life and survivability. And it looks like he's gonna start stacking the small camp. Or is he trying to pull it? Because that's not gonna work.
And I just realized I don't have my overlays up either because I had to frantically restart everything, so...
Oh no.
I will try and get that going so GEST doesn't yell at me, and in the meantime, well, keep it flowing.
We have Magnus going up against the Syllabear solo, so I think he's gonna do fairly decent here. There are no supports around which can kill the Magnus, so in case he gets an unlucky entangle or whatever, he can just skewer out. So he's probably gonna get decent farm here. Mid so far looks okay to both sides. As soon as Queen of Pain gets a couple of levels up in her nukes and in her Shadow Strike, that's gonna be troublesome. Are you okay again?
I'm mostly okay. I need to get the GST logo up, and then I'll be all set. So, just need one more minute here. I don't want them to yell at me. Top lane looks like a bit of a dive. Fissure almost blocking off QQ. Oh, if he got caught there, that would have been quite bad for him. But he will barely escape.
And he has two supports which will help him survive that. In case that would have happened, the Fissure blocking him in, he would have just been disrupted and would have been good. Because Weaver is not dealing that much damage early on. Even if he has the Geminator tag and a little bit of Shukuchi. He's not a strong carry early on. He's not... Would you class Weaver as a carry, even?
I mean, he has a steroid, like, he scales well with items. He can be played as a carry, but he's really not a hard carry, like you're saying. And I mean, the thing is, this Weaver is going to be very squishy this game. There's so many stuns, there's so much lockdown. And with a Wisp CK combo, if he gets caught... It's very likely he'll just die. The solution to that will just be the counter-initiate. And they do have a lot of that, Earthshaker, the Twin-Headed Dragon, the Magnus RP, so it's gonna be it's a hero that can carry, but this game it's gonna be hard for him to do so. It's really gonna come down to the supports, because if they can't keep the CK Wisp combo from bursting Weaver down, I mean, he's one of the easiest heroes for those two to kill. You won't be able to Sakuchi when you're chain stunned.
And so far it looks like a pretty passive game, although we have Triline on Triline, it doesn't look like the two supports want to make something happen, although they really can. Telekinesis is strong early, Fissure is super strong early, but it looks like they just want to stack a little, pull a little bit, and save farm their carries or semi-carries, whatever Weaver is.
Alright, we have the overlays, Maruna. I can actually cast now. Oh boy, here's the lift to start. Pulling late onto the other side of the trays. Now he gets disrupted. He will eat a Soul Catcher as well. Sentry Ward deployed. They don't even need it for Lei, who's dropping quickly. Ice Pet catches 3. Doesn't matter. First blow will go their way. Ninja Boogie, no Sakuchi for 4 seconds. QQ down to about 30 HP. He will live. Now Ninja Boogie on the run. Chaos Bolt is there. Can't get a rage. Jukes of the trees will survive, but getting the kill in the tri-lane and mid lane, you mentioned it. It's a hard matchup for Secret. He's not having that easy start that he did in the past. But 16-0, honestly, pretty fantastic farm. I think some of this, yeah, it's some of it's jungle creeps, but even so, when you're up against Queen of Pain, even getting like 10 creeps at this point is pretty good, because, I mean, it's freaking Queen of Pain. This is not an easy lane for Wisp.
But he's doing well, and he's gonna get a bottle out. So that's gonna be even better, of course. Bottle is awesome on Wisp, he can just share all the regeneration later. And he will get an early level 6. And Chaos Knight will not be early level 6, but he doesn't need his ultimate early on anyway. So as soon as Wisp is level 6, they can start doing something, because then the Magnus is in trouble.
Yeah, once she hits 6, she can come
what
top.
What is Queen of Pain doing?
Oh, she saw the Wisp was actually... saw our Wisp was doing the creep pull, wanted to contest it, but Secret will back off. The Orb's doing some splash damage. The Blink has a long cooldown at level 1. If it was a level 2 or 3 Blink, might have been able to find the kill. Disruption will start this fight on the Jakiro. He gets disrupted, and now the Fissure catches out our Shadow Demon on the wrong side of the Fissure, but manning up. Harchiko dropping fast. He'll go down. Misa will be the trade. Earthshaker secures that kill, and now Ninja Boogie needs to be careful. If he gets Chaos Bolted, there's no mana for it, though, so instead, Ninja Boogie, look for a secondary kill. We'll find Type of Life. 2 for 1 now. A good trade for Neolution.int, and QQ forced to back off. He will be fissured. He will be driven off of the lane for the moment, and all things considered, trading is okay for them, but they really do want to be winning this lane, and Wisp hits level 6, so maybe this is where they'll start to turn that lane around.
Well, the supports are getting something out of it. Earthshaker has boots now, that's great, and like I said, Wisp doesn't have the biggest damage ever, but if they separate a hero by using Fissure like they just did, they have a good chance of killing. Although, I'd favor the Radiant side. They're just a little bit stronger if they do it correctly, because Disruption can just save a hero from Fissure.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, both sides have strong defensive capabilities. You have Disruption on one side, you have the threat of the Wisp counter gank, which, in a sense, is a defensive capability for Cyberpunk, something that Neolution.int have to be worried about now that Secret is level 6. And on the other side, there's the Fissure, there's the Ice Path, some of the best counter initiation in the game, not to mention Mag coming in with RP. He doesn't actually have mana, though, and I imagine that's something that Nobita has called out. Speaking of Nobita, let's take a look at this bottom lane as far as CS goes. Lone Druid 22-8, Mag 18-4. Frankly, more than the Magnus should expect to get if the Lone Druid's really playing well. So I would say Mag is winning that lane in terms of beating expectations, and the real sort of test for Cyberpunk for First Vietnam is going to be, what can Secret do? He's hit level 6, but so far, not going top. Misa looking for a disruption, won't find it. Fissure catches 2. One of them on either side, but no initiation just yet. And now Blah wants to come top.
Does he have a rune? No, he has a regeneration rune, so he could jump up the hill right here and come in a little bit from behind, then he would catch out the 2 supports. But it looks like he will just run in straight. There's a ward catching him out. Whoa!
Well, that just happened.
Okay.
There comes the counter opportunity bottom lane, though. They'll get the Entangle Magnus. He does have RP. Will he blow it here? He doesn't want to. The orbs can be pulled back in. They will be now. They're going to explode. They're doing a lot of damage, and they do get the kill on the Magnus bottom lane. He just bought his Arcade Boots, so doesn't lose a whole lot. The first Wisp gank is success, but Queen of Pain gets the double top, and that's something that overall I think Neolution.int will happily trade.
And really nice body block by Wisp, considering he's a little glowing ball. That was a really decent block. It's not easy with it.
It's really not. And
whatever the hell Wisp is again, we talked about that.
Yeah, Secret...
Call it it.
I think they even changed the gender. Someone was saying that it's now a she, or I was reading that somewhere. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I think in Greek mythology, Io is actually a she, and then in other mythologies, it's something like that. I'm probably mixing it up, but... Well, whatever the thing is, Secret's in trouble. Blah blinks in. Doesn't have mana, though, and a tether to the creeps will save Secret. Yeah, if she had mana for Scream, could have gone for the kill there, but didn't use a regen rune, and now wastes it.
And apart from those Wisp ganks, we don't really see a hell lot of action so far. I think Neolution is waiting for that Blink Dagger on Magnus, but that's still a couple of minutes into the future. He's sitting on 200 gold so far. Yeah, well, although he's farming okay.
Yeah, I mean, that gank really slowed him down, though. Like you said, the Blink Dagger's not going to be out for a few minutes, and Lone Druid, as he gets more level, should have an easier and easier time keeping this Magnus out of lane. So, the main thing for me is, First Vietnam, they need to keep on finding Wisp ganks. And so far, they haven't really found them, and a lot of it is because of the nature of Neolution's lineup. They'll go top with a disruption to start,
there it goes.
And then the Fissure. Secret jumps in, though, with the orbs, the Sakuchi, off cooldown, and then they go in. Mag skewers in, catches 2 with the RP, the Shockwave as well, but the wands are there from both heroes, keeping them alive. Type of Life Still hasted up. They'll pick off the Magnus. Now Ninja Boogie traps in the Rubik. And Type Alive will take a fall. Ninja Boogie dancing in, shaking his little bug butt as he chases Misa. He's pulled in. The Tether Stun will be there. The burst damage will be there. Lay next in line. This Wisp doing work. And when it's all said and done, the Mag RP blowed and they get 3 for 1. A fantastic trade. Was it 3 for 1? Yeah, 3 for 1.
That fight really showed the problem of Earthshaker, because once he hit his fissure, that's a 15-second cooldown, and he's not really doing anything at that time. And even when it came with cooldown, he was out of mana. So Earthshaker is a difficult support early on because of mana issues, and because if there's no Echo Slam, he's a fissure, and that's all.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is Fissure has a big cast animation, and Wisp CK can really neuter that. If you just Reality Rift him in, he gets caught in the Tether Stun, he may not even be able to Fissure. It's a spell that takes a while to cast, and that's something that Wisp CK is great at exploiting, because you have that virtually, I mean not instant, but a faster ability to just start the stuns, and then follow up with the Chain Stun, and Wisp starts to get active around the map, and on that note, Gold still pretty even, experience favoring the Radiant, but not overwhelmingly so. The tri-lane's a bit underleveled. The one thing that you'd really like to see from First Vietnam is finding some ways to get some levels and some farm up on the Rubik, who is only level 4, sitting on a Smoke of Deceit, and that's it. But still, well, we have actually a Wisp Shadow Demon combo. No Wisp CK yet, just Wisp Shadow Demon.
Not as strong as Wisp here, but Earthshaker's getting his level 6 soon. Then he just needs to get into the fight, and I'm curious to see how they're going to do that in team fights, because getting a Blink Dagger on a position 4 or position 5 hero takes 20 to 30 minutes at least, and then everything has to go right, and they have to get a lot of towers.
Oh, they're relocating right now. They're going bottom.
Oh, no.
Do they have detection for Ninja Boogie? They have a Dust, but he can time-lapse out. Oh, that's not even going to hit. Good map awareness, and not quite the perfect place to relocate, but a Weaver, not an easy hero for this combo to kill.
And now they're coming back with Queen of Pain. Weaver found a friend.
The counter gank is here. Blah's gonna start this one off. There's your disruption, but it won't be enough, I don't think. Blah has the ult, hasn't even unloaded yet. Seeker comes in, needs to be careful. If there's an entangle in Blah, then maybe he looks to go back in. No entangle yet. Blah will back off. Mag is here as well with an RP. Are they gonna fight? This is dangerous, but they've got that CK Wisp. Seeker charges in, looking for a tether. He doesn't have it. He gets caught by the RP. The Queen of Pain ult is there. The burst is there, and down that Wisp will go.
Well played.
Triple kill for Blah. Wow, they really countered that nicely.
And maybe they're gonna even get the bear. And tactical pause out from the Magnus, while the Queen of Pain jumps in to kill the bear. That was well played. There were TPs coming in from both sides, and yeah, Reverse Polarity, just an extremely strong spell when the CK isn't farmed yet, doesn't have his Phantasm yet. It's just a little bit too much for them, that whole combination we just saw there.
Yeah, and it was just kind of, it's the one thing with First Vietnam is they have the CK Wisp, but they cannot take a 5v5 clash. If you're going to up top lane, our Shadow Demon gonna die, potentially solo to Lei. No, the turnaround is here, the poison is here, and Lei will overextend, Lei will go down.
I love support fights.
Yeah, it's like watching two little kittens claw at each other, you know?
Oh, Earthshaker's not a little kitten.
Well, he's an ugly one if he's a kitten, but in terms of his ability to kill heroes, he's pretty much a kitten. So
far. Wait until he gets his Blink.
Relocate, bottom, Ice Path catches out too, beautiful, but still, the Reality Rift stun on one, and then the Chaos Bolt stun on the other. It's a 4-second stun, Magnus has that skewer. Doesn't matter, he'll die, in his death throws, he'll skewer away, but they bring the CK Wisp back to Fountain. An easy, quick regen, a quick little double kill, and if you're Neolution.int, you have to be disciplined. You find kills, then you back the hell off, because you will not win in that second fight without the RP, without the full might of your team fight there. So, good reaction by First Vietnam, but also a mistake by Neolution.int overstaying their welcome.
Yeah, they should be a little more careful. They had no wards around. They don't have wards in the right half of the map anyway, so they could have put a ward behind the tower, behind the tier 1 tower, so they see when there's someone TPing in, but staying there was just a little bit too dangerous. A Jakiro and a Earthshaker can't really help themselves when they get caught out.
Yeah, that's very true. And the good news for Neolution.int is Queen of Pain is getting quite a bit of farm. She's sitting on 7k net worth, almost 6, has 2 Oblivion sets, is going to have an Orchid at like 14 minutes, and this can allow you to just burst that Wisp down. Silence her so she can't use her tether. She can't escape easily. And then Quita paid ult, scream, and she'll pretty much be dead with any kind of follow-up, any kind of stun. But they'll go in mid.
Oh, mid.
This will delay that. Oh no, 4-second stun. Mag comes in.
Whoa.
Head full of steam, but too late. And Rubik, potentially, no, he's not level 6 still. Can't actually steal anything. Macro Pyre is dropped. Now your Phantasm just trying to live through it, but the burst damage is there. The Purge actually used on here, who's already dead. QQ still trying to fight his way out. The Orbs get the kill. Secret now on the run. QQ actually didn't die. He got disrupted, but now he'll die most likely to Ninja Boogie. He's so low. He will go down. Ninja Boogie on the chase. Type Alive drops the sentry in the river. Ninja Boogie needs to be careful. Fissure stolen by Type Alive. I think actually missed Ninja Boogie there. Didn't look like it stunned him at all. And now Misa on the run. The Fissure by the Earthshaker used as well. Misa to take a fall. Triple for Ninja Boogie. What a chaotic fight. Even a buyback from our Wisp, who buys back to tether to Rubik. Not really the most potent combo in the world.
Magnus manned up there, but
she's still going. Secret goes in with the ult, actually gets a kill. The Rubik Wisp combo was enough.
And now Wisp is stuck.
Oh
Look
no.
at him.
We just wait for another tether. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Quita Pain on the hunt. And she almost has that Orchid. Even with that death, this is still an incredibly fast Orchid.
And Magnus just faked a reverse polarity there? Well, okay. This is an incredibly, like you said, a chaotic game in general. Chaotic fights, buybacks, TPs everywhere. This is not really what you usually expect from Asian Dota. Usually it's really structured and people get kills and back off, and then we have a 80-minute game.
Yeah, this is more of your Southeast Asian Dota, not your Chinese Dota, and it's also the influence of having some Pinoy players, some Pinoy style picks in the game, specifically that Quita Pain, that Weaver, just two heroes that love to spread the map, that love to take these chaotic fights. And then first Vietnam, they've been all about their Wisp as of late. Actually, in G1 League, when teams were playing against them, they banned Wisp in their last match, and it was twice in a row. I forget who it was. I want to say it was Chainstack. Maybe? I can't remember exactly, but no, it wasn't Chainstack. It was somebody else. But, I mean, ban the Wisp versus this team, and life gets a lot harder, but not banned here, and they are taking full advantage of that fact. As far as the game state goes, it's a lead for Neolution, but it's not by any means an overwhelming one. Only about 2k at gold and a little bit less experience. Bottom lane, Blah jumps in. Looks to go with the Scream, has the ult, the Orchid online, but Nobita is just not a hero he can solo kill. Speaking of Nobita, Relic up now, so... relocate. Relocate bottom. It's the Wisp Shadow Demon. I am not a big fan of this combo.
It doesn't really have a hell lot of damage apart from when you hit Soul Catch and then get all the Wisp spirits to hit on the hero, but that's pretty hard to do. And now Wisp goes back again.
Secret already has that mech. I mean, 7, 2, and 3. It's not quite the 14, 1, and 16, but it's still pretty solid overall, and I feel like they're missing their opportunities here. You really want to have the CK Wisp tethered up. CK has the basic items. They're going to mid, though, on delay, who gets off a Fissure. He's got an Echo Slam. He can't use it. He's chain stun. He's lifted up. He's brought down into a Chaos Bolt. He will take a fall. But, Marona, I would really like to see the CK Wisp moving together. Let your Shadow Demon, your Rubik, defend some towers, get some levels, because, I mean, Shadow Demon Wisp is not going to work like 90% of the time.
Looks like they just want to have the Chaos Knight farming a little bit, but he's not getting a lot. He has boots and drums. That's not really farm that's carry-like.
The way that I look at it, CK Wisp farm heroes. I mean, they don't need creeps. They just get kills.
And now it looks like they're going to do something without the Wisp, though. Wisp can still tether in. Oh, Wisp is catching up. They're waiting for that.
Maybe they'll just bait the Wisp. Oh, this is smart. This is clever. But she tethers to an ally. And the Dire.
I can see it.
Oh, they've seen it. Unfortunately, I thought they were going to bait the Wisp while she just played dumb and went to get the room, but instead just calmly strolls into the enemy jungle. This should be very suspicious. And it looks like nothing going to happen off of this.
Yeah, they lost the smoke gang right there, and it looks like they will safely retreat. In the meantime, Lone Druid farming. I'm happy to see...
Oh boy, Magnus gets caught, pulled in mid, instantly to take a fall. No follow-up though, they just get the one kill. And like you said, Lone Druid's farming.
Yeah, I was talking about it yesterday with Cinderin, and he said that he didn't understand why everyone is starting to get Vladimir's and Mjolnir on Spirit Bear, because Radiance never stopped being good, and I'm happy to see him with the Sacred Relic.
Yeah, we've also seen those other mid-game items like the Vlad's, Maelstrom, you know, things like Armlet are really popular right now, and I mean, we don't see the Radiance build too often, but in this game, it's great, because when you have Wisp CK, you want to just push the lanes constantly so that the enemy team, they're going to be likely to defend towers, you spread them out, and then CK Wisp come in and clean them up. And also this game, Lone Druid can afford to be greedier because Well, he's got the CK Wisp as the +2 threat. Wherever he's farming, it's not just a lone druid. It's 3 heroes, potentially, as long as relocates off cooldown. So as a result, he can get away with being greedy and going for an item that won't help him as much now, but will help him more later on. So it's a bit of a late Radiance, but I like the build. I think this game, it's a solid choice.
And we also have the first big item up on Weaver. It's a Lincoln Sphere. Now that's gonna block a couple of things, not a hell lot of, but he gets a lot of life from that and a lot of regeneration. Then we could see... What do Weavers build nowadays, actually?
They're going in on a bottom, but that first Teller is not going to actually stun him. They even have a gem. They do have a gem on Secret. But he's got the Linkage. That's going to save him from that initial stun. Now the backup will come in. They're about to go back in 1 second. Queen of Pain ult is there. But wisely, they do go back together. But the Linkage, it can be good, because the way you die is if you get Reality Rifted or Chaos Bolted or Lifted by Rubik. All of those spells are blocked. I mean, granted, they could maybe chain them together and break it and then stun you, but it gives you a better chance to survive. So, I think it's a decent item this game, considering what he's up against.
The problem will be as soon as CK starts getting fed and gets an armlet and a BKB, a Lincoln Sphere is not really going to help you against a ton of armored horsemen who just hit you in the face.
Yeah, that's very true. You're really counting on your Magnus, your Twin-Headed Dragon, and your Earthshaker to bail you out at that point. You're not going to take that fight by yourself, and that's the one thing for Neolution.int. They are much more dependent on having that big 5v5 clash that really goes their way, whereas for First Vietnam, they can spread the map, they can split push, they have multiple avenues to victory in these fights.
But at the moment, they want a 5-on-5. They're all top. And they're going in behind.
Oh, they see a hero bottom. They see that Weaver's bottom. That's why they're going in. Now, Blah, there's a nice silence. Catches out your CK, dropping low. They're going to burst the CK down. Mech won't be there. Wisp on the run. Tethers in too late. The Mech was actually used, but I don't think it caught the CK. And in any case, the burst damage too much. Nobita resummons the bear. He's joined the fight. They're getting wiped. 4 heroes dead. Secret, last in line. He mans up with the orbs. The Urn Charge might bring Blah down. No, gets the gem. Gem hits the deck, but an ultra kill for Blah and a team wipe going the way of Neolution.int. And I mean, that Orchid from Queen of Pain, that's what turned the fight, because CK never got off the Phantasm, took too much damage before using it, and then just got caught in the RP and melted.
And there was a decent fissure and a good Echo Slam on 2 heroes, and that just dealt a lot of damage. Did Earthshaker have the Blink Dagger before that fight, or did he just buy it?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Okay, because that's... At least he was standing and then Echo Slamming, so he didn't blink into an Echo Slam, but it was still good and was next to the tower, and towers still deal a lot of damage.
You know what's crazy is he has his blink before the Magnus. That's how good of a time our Earthshakers have it. Granted, I mean, he's got Arcane Boots blink. He's really quite far. Does Magnus have one? No.
No, but soon.
He's actually poorer than Earthshaker. I have not seen that in a very long time. I mean, if ever. That's just something you don't really see.
Yeah. Look at the kill score for a second. Maybe we can find out why. Yeah, Magnus is 0 and 5, and Earthshaker has 9 assists. That's where that gold is coming from.
He's been involved in 13 of 18 kills, and I mean, similar for the Wisp on the enemy team. 14 kills she's been involved in out of 18, and they need this BKB on the Chaos Knight. There's no two ways about it. Sure, he can still get reverse polarity, but they don't have that much physical damage. You have Empower, you have a Weaver who can hit reasonably hard, but isn't that scary yet. Once the Weaver gets his damage item after linkage, then you'll start to hurt. But they need the BKB on QQ, and despite farming for a huge chunk of this game, you could just see CK is not that strong of a farmer. The way he gets his farm is really all about those kills, and I feel like First Vietnam, they just need to keep on finding those openings, go for some smoke ganks, maybe bait one of your heroes in the lane.
And now Weaver's hiding in the trees.
Oh,
do they have True Sight? Where's the True Sight?
The gem was given away.
Oh, there.
Now he's going to time lapse back, but he time lapses into the tower. Oh no, he might be in trouble. He's going to TP out. They don't know he's here. Oh wow, what a play!
The gem in the fight, so they don't have. They had dust on Wisp.
Oh, they had the gem. Is it still on the ground? It was right here, up near the top lane on the Dire side, but
Magnus picked it up. I think it's in their base now. Yeah, it's in the Dire base. If that's the same gem.
I guess they're just very afraid of giving that away because, I mean, that Ninja Bogey is going to be food in these fights if he gets caught.
And we have Radiance up on the bear.
Yeah, and the thing for Neolution, they don't have that much physical damage, so even the bear going Radiance, oftentimes you could just see the bear get ganked and burst down, you know, if a team has like an anti-mage with some farm, or minus armor heroes like a Templar Assassin, but there's not a whole lot to really kill this bear quickly, so we'll need to see more farm as Ninja Bogey wildly whiffs his swarm. Or maybe going for a little bit of scouting, I suppose, but, well,
They're just running after the Wisp since 3 or 4 minutes. All of the Radiant side almost are running after the, not the Wisp, the Weaver, and trying to kill him.
And that's really playing into the hands of Neolution.int, who want to just basically control the maps, split push, but they still have their tier 1s up mid and top, and that's why it's hard for this Wisp CK, because the towers are up, and there's a Lincoln Sphere on the Weaver. There's nobody easy to go into, and now Quidapate is a BKB, so that's 2 core heroes, neither of which you can easily and reliably initiate upon. So they can split push, knowing that if CK Wisp comes in, Ninja Boogie, he can't be Reality Rifted, he can't be Cast Bolted, and then he'll just Sakuchi away, because those two together do have a significant total cast animation, and as for Quidapate, just pops BKB and walks out. So I think the way Neolution.int is playing it is really smart, and at this point for First Vietnam, it's getting harder and harder for them to actually find those openings. It's really going to come down to the lone druid as this game progresses.
Yeah, they're really having troubles finding farm and finding kills. They're focusing so much on the Weaver, and they're moving around a lot. Look at the Rubik, look at the Wisp, they're just moving around at the moment, not farming, not doing anything. And Weaver is happy farming, he has an ultimate orb, so he's gonna buy a Manta style, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be great against, I mean, mainly against the lone druid, just to get out of those entangles, but a nice split pushing item as well. The attack speed, the move speed, and the illusions all very helpful. Though move speed not really needed, but the attack speed and the illusions obviously fantastic for split pushing. And look at the confidence of Neolution. They're up against a Wisp CK, and Ninja Boogie just knows they can't go in on him because he's got this Lincoln Sphere. So he just parked in the lane, able to split push freely, and the rest of the team grouped up smoke bottom as we see a Jakiro. Harchiko, what you doing, buddy? Here comes Secret. Tether's in. They're looking for that tether stun. Still haven't found it yet, and now Harchiko will eat the tether stun.
Blink.
Magus here. The blink by Earthshaker blinks into the tether. Now gets 4-second stun. Chaos Knight drops his ult. The one illusion doesn't get caught by RP. Then the skewer, not really perfect. Quidapate ult, quite good. But the disruption, Neolution.int, just a cacophony of errors here for the team as Blah tries to run. Sentry Ward deployed. He's down to 75 HP. He's running. He will eat a Soul Catcher. He'll blink away. He dies to the poison. 4 heroes dead. It was just one after another. Every single fail adding up there. Jakiro getting caught. Then you had your Earthshaker blinking into the tether stun. And then last but not least, the RP not catching that last Cast Knight illusion, which finished off Earthshaker before he could drop his combo. I mean, I can't imagine anything else going wrong in that fight.
That was extremely chaotic. Like I said, Magnus had his blink and Earthshaker was going in first and not hitting a hell lot. Then Magnus got in, skewed out the wrong illusion if he was trying to skew out someone. It was extremely chaotic and it didn't work out at all.
I mean, who do you favor at this point, Maruna? It's a 10k gold lead for Neolution.int. It's a 6k experience lead, but if they take fights like that, they are going to lose to First Vietnam. First Vietnam has a lineup that can do a lot with few items because CK Wisp is just naturally freaking strong. So I wouldn't count them out yet.
It's really hard to say, because Lone Druid can farm a hell that CK can get so strong, and CK is actually dying in mid. Speaking about him being strong.
Oh no, not strong enough for Blah. Blah finds the solo kill there. Didn't actually catch it, but I mean, just went to work, I guess, with the Orchid and the nukes. And delays the BKB. That is a crucial pickoff.
At this point, I'd favor Neolution, because if they continue playing it smart and not playing completely chaotic fights, they can easily win this now, because Wisp has he even used his ulti in the last 10 minutes?
Yeah.
They really stopped using that.
I mean, there's just no openings. Like, who are you going to go on? A Weaver with a Lincolns? They don't have the stuns to kill him, and I mean, the other heroes aren't on the map. It's just the Weaver and the Queen of Pain that you actually see, so
they're afraid.
Yeah, I don't know what you do, but when CK gets the BKB, that could be the opening where the illusions, I mean, maybe they don't all get caught. Maybe you burst down a couple of those AoE heroes. Maybe they whiff their ults. I think they can still win a fight, but I agree. I do think it's Neolution.int who has full control of this game, in spite of the strength of First Vietnam's lineup with relatively few items.
And the Radiant are grouping up again, are chasing after some heroes again, but they can't really do anything. Who are they gonna initiate? How are they gonna initiate? Not like that, because that's a Lincoln Sphere.
It's working out really well, and I gotta say, I mean, an item that's often favored to a fault in Southeast Asia, but in this case, is a really strong pickup versus the lineup he's up against. So credit to Ninja Boogie for choosing that item, because it is doing wonders, and look at the confidence. Maybe a little overconfident. Lincoln's was on cooldown, but he's got the backup here. He's got the big AoE stuns, the double blink bears, or boys, I should say. And here we go on the sidelines. Wisp tethers away, doesn't get over the ravine. That could be trouble. CK forced to pop his ult. No BKB up. Is going to be fighting in the macro pyre. Mans up, catches one. Now to the right he'll go. Blah with the big ult on the sidelines. RP was there. Pretty good RP. Stolen, I think, by the Rubik. It was. Drops his own RP, completely airballs it. Oh no, that's not what our Rubik wanted. And now Blah says, I'm going to win this fight for my team. The Ice Path comes in. Jakiro doing what he can over the course of the fight. Harchiko, another Shadow Demon, actually died, bought back. And now Nobita, next in line. Our lone Druid to take a fall. Skewer is here in 5 seconds. This is going to be a team wipe after a buyback from our Shadow Demon. Triple for Blah. Wow. I mean, what can you really say about that fight? Neolution.int just dominating First Vietnam there.
I don't understand why you try to fight when your CK is just a couple of hundred gold away from a BKB. Because then you should fight and not when he's about to buy it. Now he lost his gold again. They gave a triple kill to the Queen of Pain, who even had a DD rune in that fight, so that was even worse for the Radiant. And now they're taking Talon, maybe a little bit of the Rex.
And on top of what you were saying, it's not like this is a normal game where if CK's farming his BKB, he can't defend. He could be with the Wisp, tethered up, but they're not using that as Ninja Boogie is going to get picked off and brought down top lane. They did get the tier 3, but slight overextension from him. But you have CK Wisp relocated here mid, going on to Jovi. Jovi might take a fall, but Echo Slam doing what he can. BKB from Queen of Pain. A tactical pause from Jovi.
Pause.
Oh, that is so tactical. And Misa is asking, what's going on here?
Luckily, that's going to be patched out tomorrow. Then the players can't move their cameras anymore, if I understood that correctly.
Yeah, the way it's going to work, at least from what I read, was the team that pauses gets no information. Their cameras are locked. They can't click on anything that they didn't already have selected. We'll have an unpause here. Will it be enough, though? CK dropping low, actually. Dropping quite low. Queen of Pain blinks in, picks him off, and now it's the good Secret, who should be able to get back to base. Neolution does apologize. I mean, somewhat tongue-in-cheek, maybe not tactical, but... well, in the end, it does work out in Neolution's favor. They get that CK. Another death, and once again, just short of his BKB. This has to be like 5 deaths before getting the BKB. At least 3 or 4.
Makes me feel a little bit sorry for him. But this time they tried the Wisp ulti again, and now they're going to be scared again because it didn't work out the way they wanted to. And if Neolution stops overextending like they do with the Wisp at the base, they can win this. They just have to play it a little bit calmer and a little bit smarter, and then it's their game.
And they're having Aghanims with Queen of Pain now, which is so good against CK. Just that big AoE ult. Sure, the main CK might have his BKB, but if you kill off those illusions, where's the damage going to come from? The Bear, starting to feel a bit squishier as this game progresses, because now your Weaver's got a complete Manta style. He's starting to hit harder. The Bear has a plate mail, has a chain mail, but it's going to be taking some additional damage in these fights, and Ninja Boogie is apparently not afraid of it at all. I mean, how are you going to kill this guy? You can't rely on entangling him because he's got Manta and Lincolns. You can't rely on the CK Wiz combo because he's got Lincolns. And he's just feeling like he's the boss right now. And normally, that's not a position Weaver would be in against CK Wiz, but with this level of farm, it is.
And look at that 5-man Dota again. They're just huddling together, and Weaver is just running in like, hey, what's up? You can't do anything anyway.
Yeah, even
Weaver's running out again.
Even if they
How many times do you see that?
I mean, this is a freaking Weaver.
Yeah. Enemy hero running into five of you, and you can't do anything. Did they even see him?
And Maruna, it's really not the way that their lineup is built. Their lineup is built for Lone Druid to push one lane, CK Wisp to push another, Shadow Demon and Rubik to be roaming around, placing wards, perhaps protecting the Lone Druid, and then you just jump your CK Wisp in wherever there's an opening. But instead, they're 5-manning. They're not creating openings. They're not spreading the map for Neolution.int. Neolution.int is spreading the map for them, and they're just not afraid of that initiation anymore, so... it gets really hard from here.
Speaking of wards, if you can, you said something about your hotkeys, but maybe you can still toggle the vision for the Radiant because they don't have any of them.
Yeah, this is playing in the dark.
Yes,
to say the least.
They can't do anything. That's why they're so afraid and just huddling together and hoping for the best. And I think if Neolution go, Roshana pick up that Aegis, start pushing. The top Rex are free after all. There's no more tower. And, oh, we have a BKB. We have a BKB on CK.
Sound the alarm! CK's got a BKB. What can he do? Let's just hope he doesn't get RP'd before casting that BKB. Because if he does, he may die from full HP to none.
Now I want to see something happening.
It's also going to come down to the Shadow Demon for timely disruption to keep him alive if things go south. It looks like Secret relocated top.
Where did they go?
Secret relocates top. I don't know if he meant to bring the CK with him.
What? What did he just do there? He relocated top and TP'd back out?
I think there was a hero there that TP'd away and he wanted to bring the CK maybe, but I'm not sure. Some miscommunication, and there's no relocate. So Neolution says, hey, we're going Roche. They have no vision. This is free and easy, and it is.
They're still smoking. Radiant is smoking. They want to fight
this is not a good idea. You gotta back off. Yeah, that would not have been a good fight.
Yeah, they couldn't reach in time.
And they're smoking blind. I mean, smoking blind is one of the most dangerous things you can do in Dota. Especially when Neolution.int has so much AoE. Like, if they hit one good Fissure or Ice Path or RP, any of those, you could easily just get wiped with the follow-up. So, yeah, that would not be a good engagement, but wisely First Vietnam will back off.
And now they're just hiding in their base. They can't do anything.
CK Wisp.
Are they gonna do another relocate? It's off cooldown now.
Oh, how the tides have turned.
Yes, they are.
It is off cooldown, but can they... Oh, they're relocating to get towers. I like this. This is clever. Maybe this is what they meant to do earlier, as the Tier 1 will fall mid. Some gold for Cyberpink for your First Vietnam squad, but they're losing Rax top. It's under siege. Ninja Boogie's working on it. CK Wisp combo is here. Are they going to go? They've got the BKB. Blah will pop his own BKB. Mans up, jumps in, wants to just assassinate this Shadow Demon. But look at the CK damage. That's without Reality Rift. That's without your Chaos Bolt. The Rax will fall. Ninja Boogie gets Reality Rifted. They probably need to break that first. Blast still alive. Skewer in from Mag. Thrown up in the air. Still gets off the RP. Nothing to steal for Type Alive. Now the Echo Slam over the top. Stolen by Rubik. But no, only the Enchant Totem for him. Held in place. Blastos the Aegis. The dive from Ninja Boogie. They want some more kills. They're going to dive this damn Fountain. Ice Path catches out 3 as Secret runs into it. An additional Blink. Some more AoE. And back to the Fountain they go. Neolution.int just rolling over First Vietnam here in the Fountain. That RP, I mean, if he didn't get that off, that fight probably was going the way of First Vietnam, but just by the skin of his teeth, Maruna, he manages to cast it.
And into Ice Path, into Echo Slam. Huge combination.
That
now
hurts.
They have to be a little bit careful, actually. Because Jakiro's dying. They need to get out again, not overextend. They are winning at the moment, but they shouldn't throw it and dive into fountains.
That's true. I mean, I still think they can afford to give away some kills, but you never want to overextend here. This is a best-of-1 format. If you win, you're first place of your group, so why mess around? Blink in from Lei. Drops just the Enchant Totem, but the Queen of Pain with the Aghanims is there. A double kill for Blah, doing such work. And now QQ, kited, no BKB, no Phantasm. That one has a 140-second cooldown, I believe. It is really freaking long. Indeed it is. And when that ult's on cooldown, he is just not a scary hero. They're going to dive no beta. This is going to be a team wipe, and this should be the end. 19-3-6 for Blah. Another kill to his name. Boy, oh boy, that Southeast Asian Queen of Pain doing some work.
Yeah, that first pick was, or second pick was definitely worth it. That really worked out well for them.
And I think
20k gold.
It's
solid game.
Yeah, it's just First Vietnam. They're kind of predictable at this point. They love that solo mid Wisp on the Radiant side, but Wisp really is a weak laning hero. Even 1v1 can beat some heroes like Magnus, but can't deal with a really dominant solo like a Queen of Pain. And we saw it early, was a full level behind despite getting more CS, because a lot of that was the small cap. And I just think the way Neolution laned this was really smart. Shut down the Wisp early, you don't have to worry as much about her later on. And, well, some solid play overall. But for First Vietnam, it did feel like they had their shots, and just some, you know, kind of poor execution of the fights really cost them.
Yeah, their game plan didn't work out. If their game plan was to play like that, then it wasn't a good game plan. If their game plan was to gank a lot more with Wisp, then they forgot about that after the 20-minute mark and just hide in their base and don't do anything. And now we have a Rapier and Queen of Pain. Now that the GG is called, they dare to buy a Rapier.
You dare! She's running back to base though. So.
Oh, that's not how it works.
Yeah, you gotta go man up into their fountain. Come on now. Maybe you don't want to give CK or Lone Druid's Bear a Rapier, to be fair.
Yeah, well, there was a GG call, so.
There was, but, well, will there be a tap out? Here we go. So Maruna, Neolution.int, they're going to be first place in Group B at this point, and I gotta say, they looked like a solid performance for them, and, I mean, they gave First Vietnam what First Vietnam loves, which is their solo mid-wisp, and then they just showed how to handle it with ease. So they can sit back and relax and look forward to the playoffs.
It was a nice game to watch, really. Yeah. A little bit of mistakes from both sides, no perfect execution, but that's just Dota. It's never perfect.
It's Dota, and I mean, it's not IG versus DK, but it's still Southeast Asian Dota. It is, I mean, for me, it's the Russian Dota of Asia, and incredibly entertaining to watch. Lots of dives, lots of overextensions, lots of greedy play, lots of fighting heroes, and some mistakes along the way, but certainly entertainment, and then some.
Nice. So what games is there any more games coming up for you viewers?
There should be. I gotta fix my overlays and my stream after this. I will let you guys know, but it's gonna be First Vietnam dropping down to the losers bracket. They will be facing Oh, who is it? I think it's Ultimate. Well, no, it's the winner. This game, okay, so we played this game. Now, Neolution is first place. They're done in Group B. First Vietnam, they drop down to the loser bracket finals, but they have a break because we still have to play the loser bracket round 1 match. The winner of that will play First Vietnam, and the winner of that match will be second place. So we have our loser bracket round 1 match coming up next. It will be between Ultimate and someone whose name is escaping me at this exact moment, unfortunately. But I'll let you guys know as soon as this game ends. So, Maruna, that's going to wrap it up for this game. Are you sticking with me, or do you have to run?
Like I said, Easter holiday, I have time.
All right, awesome. So, guys, stay tuned. Maruna will be here for some more games. But, Maruna, thank you for joining me very much. Where can people follow and support you if they enjoy your casting?
Thanks for having me on. If you want to follow me, you can do that on Twitter. I'm at Maruna_Dota. I'm going to paste it into the chat as soon as the delay kicks in. Then you can just click on it and follow me. And then see everything, all I do. I write for Ghost Gamers. I released a draft analysis on the defense this morning. So if you want to see which heroes are picked banned, which heroes are winning a lot, losing a lot, then you can find that on ghostgamers.net.
Maruna, thank you for joining me, and everybody stay tuned. Be sure to go check out her preview article, the Defense Finals. Man, it's been a while since that tournament started, but good to see it wrapping up soon. And, well, we have some more GST Dota 2 coming up here. I'm LD. I'll be on the summit if you enjoy my casting, twitter.com/LDDota. But most importantly, make sure to open your secondary stream, because Gods is currently casting Group C, where Orange is probably cruising to a first-place victory. That's twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit 2. Anyway, we have 2 more best of ones coming up, and they will get started right after this, so stay tuned.